What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Vera versus Sandhagen prediction breakdown, guys. Before I get started, Cheeto Vera, that like button, smash that like button, guys. I need a lot of likes on this video, at least 50 to 100 likes, and also subscribe to this channel. I need at least 1,000 subscription, maybe 4,000, so I can get those special features like monetization and all these good features they have on YouTube, right? So I need that right there, guys. Also, you can check out my Patreon account for all the face-off predictions and prop plays, which definitely on this card, there may be some changes, man, because from my breakdown, my prediction, a lot of these fights are very close, 50-50. And so the odds should be very, very low on these guys. There shouldn't be any high odds here. And if there is high odds, I'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you sign up to that Patreon account so you can see all those face-off predictions and prop plays I'm going to drop on there. And usually they hit. Also, check out my PayPal account. Also, you can donate there. $1 donation, $2, $5, etc., etc. It goes a long way, so I can spend more time. I can spend longer moments. I can do this more full time. You know, doing better research and watching the fights. Which on this card, I did some good research on this card, like I did with the last card that just passed. So I had a good moment to work on this card here, right? I started to break down this card, and there were 13 fights. You know, some of them already fell off. That is what happened when you start this. You start predicting these cards early. You know, the guys, they sometimes fall off. So I'm a little early here. So I'm Thursday. Friday, I get that face-off to my Patreon account, which the weigh-ins and face-offs are tomorrow. So somebody fell off, which is the first fight here, Thomas Vedal and Haley Cohen. Vedal medical issue here. So we're down to 12 fights now, guys. All right, so I'm going to scratch that fight. I'm not going to talk about that one. So first fight here, guys. We're going to go with Vinícius Salvador versus Victor Altamirano. This is going to be a pretty good fight here, guys. These guys are both wild, man. They're going to come forward. They're going to come forward, man. Salvador here is a wild dude, man. This dude is wild. Lots of pressure. Hands down, but he has 13 by KO TKO. So this guy here, man, he pack power. And when he touches your chin, you go out. Like your chin ain't meant to get hit overall. But this guy swings wild and he has zero fear, which fear is an illusion. So it all depends on, what you're afraid of in your mind. You're just creating that in your own head when you have these fears and anxiety. Once you get control over your mind and your feelings and your emotion, fear doesn't exist and you see that it's just an illusion. But Salvador here, man, this guy's a wild dude, hands down. No decisions. He won by decision, lost though, but all his fights, 13 KO, TKO, and 1 by submission. So this guy comes in there to finish you or he gets finished, right? But this guy is hittable, right? He is hittable. So just as well as he's swinging, when you pushing forward like that, aggressive. I mean, when this guy comes forward, man, he's just swinging. It's like he does 100 miles per hour. No, he doesn't stop. He doesn't take breaks. He doesn't touch and move back out. He doesn't feel you out and bounce back out. He just coming and swinging. In moments like that, your chin is there to get hit. So he gets hit a lot, and sometimes he gets knocked down, but he gets back up and he recovers quick. So this guy is durable, even though he's been knocked out 2 times, but he tends to he tends to recover quick unless you knock him out clean, right? So he swings well. A lot of wild hook punches. His roundhouse kicks. His kicks are not that put together properly. He's just a wild dude, man. He can get taken down too. His opponent here, Victor Altamirano. I pronounced that right? Victor's a wild dude also. Looks to have more of a taekwondo base there, a lot of spinning heel kicks, unorthodox with the techniques, in and out motion, non-telegraph his techniques, meaning that you don't see them when they come in. He doesn't wind up with his shots. Salvador, most of the time he winds up. He just swings wild, like all the way around, like he's doing a movie punch. And it's like coming all the way around and you can see it, but it touches you, right? But it's powerful though. With Victor here, he will look for the submission. I feel Victor's a little more well-rounded here, but he's also hittable too. And he will get tired. You know what I'm saying? As the rounds go by, he can get tired. It seems like Salvador here, cardio is not bad. He just keep coming forward, keep coming forward, keep coming forward. Now the thing about this fight now is that with Victor here, he doesn't have the power like what Salvador has. I believe Salvador is a heavier hitter, right? 13 by knockout, and Victor has 2, but still, that doesn't mean that Victor can knock him out. You know, the technique that you don't see is the one that knock you out. Sure, that guy has a power, but if it's just swinging wild, and then Victor does sidestep, bam, touch him. Technique you don't see. Or Victor hit him with one of those roundhouse kicks. You know, the technique you don't see. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to say this though, Victor, in my opinion, he's a more technical guy here on the foot because of the Taekwondo base, and he's not just running forward, he's touching and then getting out. He's touching, getting out, he's in and out. And his footwork is, in my opinion, is better than Salvador's, right? He more on the lateral movement, more circular, in and out, pick his shots. He does get wild though, but he's more technical though, right? He's not just there to get hit all the time. And he has more tools with the kicking and his punches and his combinations, right? And also Victor will go for takedowns. In my opinion, guys, this is a very close fight. This is a close fight and it's an even fight, right? This is a 50-50 here. Because Salvador can knock out Victor in the first round. If Salvador come in here and just rush forward and throw punches and Victor is there to get hit, he can get knocked out and that's it. I don't believe Victor has never been finished, only been submitted, but never been knocked out though. That's, you know, one of the reasons why I'm going with Victor here for the win. But I'm not confident because, you know, it's just, both guys are wild and are going to come forward, but one guy will retreat and move in a circular motion and pick his shots a little better and can go for takedown, and that's Victor. So I'm going to go with Victor for the win here, guys. I'm going to say Victor by decision, but I'm not confident. All right. Next fight here, we got Manuel Torres versus Trey Ogin. Mispronounced that. Sorry about that. Manuel Torres here, he has hands, man. This kid has hands, dude. He's rangy. He has a stiff jab on him. Uses his reach well. He's pretty well rounded, but he can get submitted though. You see what I'm saying? I believe he's been submitted, I want to say 2 times, right? I think that's his weakness there. He usually get caught in submission, but I don't believe he has been submitted in a while. But he can be submitted. He's been submitted twice. So the last time he's been submitted was with a knee bar in 2019, right? So he can get submitted, but his striking is aggressive, accurate, technical. You know what I'm saying? Bam, bam, bam. And then he throw the leg kick, moves back out. Bam. You know what I'm saying? He's just sharp with it, man. He will definitely look for the finish, man. 6 by KO and 6 by submission. He has submissions too. He's a very well-rounded guy. He'll go for takedowns and submissions, but he can get submitted. So he's technical in the sense of he's composed. He's not just running in there. He's picking his shots, but he's powerful. He packed power on his technique. His opponent here, Trey. I'm just going to say Trey. Trey striking looks kind of suspect, kind of in that kind of way. He does throw his hands, and he will compose himself and mixed up the punches with the kicks. But it's not as technical as Torres, right? But he has 11 by submissions though. He has none by knockout. So this is a guy that can, most likely can submit you. I say again, not because a guy has 11 submissions and the other guy has 6, that doesn't mean the guy with a 6 can submit 11. Same thing with a guy with 2 knockout and a 13 doesn't mean the guy with 2 can knock you out. It just all depends, man, on then the position you in, just a mental state. You know what I'm saying? You may do something that you shouldn't have done and you get caught. It happens, man. It's difficult to predict these fights. So Trey here can get the submission. He wants this fight on the ground. Throws a lot of leg kicks though. He come out throwing body kicks, leg kicks, body kick. I think he works the head too, but his punches is more to set up his kicks. and just keep that range. And then he wants you to make you he like wants you to think that he's going to strike with you all, you know, all night long, you know. But really, all night long, you want you to believe that he's going to strike with you all night long. But he has no knockout really, so it's a submission he's looking for. So he's trying to bait you in, you know what I mean? By throwing a little kicks here, and boom, and go for double single leg. Right? He will also throw the jab, like I said, he's just trying to bait you. And he does go in and out. Like I said, his striking, it's slightly suspect because he seems like he's trying to put it together, but it's working for him. But it's nothing like Torres though, man. Like I said, his movement is not too bad, and he avoid taking a lot of damage. But this is a close fight for me too, guys, man. You know, it's like I said, you know, Trey has a submission game. You know, Torres has been submitted, but from what I see from Torres, he's clean, man. This guy is legit, in my opinion. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go with Manuel Torres, and I'm gonna say Manuel Torres by submission in the first round. Yes, guys, I'm saying by submission in the first round. And it could be, I believe, I have it here. It could be a, I must say, I forgot what I put here. I think it's a guillotine, I want to say. I think it's a guillotine choke. I could be wrong. I'm going to tell you the choke. Yeah, he could pull off a guillotine choke, right, on Trey. So, let me see here. Yep, it could be a guillotine choke. Could be. So look out for that. You know, I was gonna say, you know, KO TKO, but like I said, I'm looking at the guy's stats, and like I said with Trey, he kind of avoid the hits, man. You know, his in and outs are not bad. You know, I mean, he doesn't take a lot of damage. But I must say guillotine by Torres. All right, first round. Okay, 60-40. Okay, I got Torres 60, and I got Trey 40. Okay. Close fight, even in my opinion. Next fighter, we got CJ Vergara versus Daniel De Silva. Next even fight here, guys. CJ here. CJ can get submitted, man. Keeps a pressure on you, keeps a good pressure on you, and he will mix it up with the punches and the kicks, and even go for takedowns, right? Let me see here. He kind of, at times, he can swing well and leave himself open, because he pushes hard, man. He pushes forward a lot. So this is a guy that can leave little openings there for you to connect if you're a good counter striker, right? Kind of like when he fought Odie, and Odie's a good counter striker. Like Teixeira, when he fought Teixeira, same thing, right? But you know, a guy like Teixeira Tahari is a guy's a pretty good fighter, man. This guy could probably go for championship now if he want to. This guy's a good fighter. He's a good prospect, right? Silva here, man. Silva here, he has the submissions, and he's pretty good on the ground, especially with the arm bars. And CJ is known to get caught in arm bars, man. He just known to get caught in submissions, right? But Silva, you can't trust him, man. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, has 6 by submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, and he's been finishing all his 3 fights here, and it just doesn't look good in his fights. He looked like he'd be winning, you know, and then he just dropped the ball, and he loses real quick, and he's a first-round finisher, and he gasses out. If he can get out the first, or if he doesn't finish you in the first, or he gets finished, fight's over. But if he can get out the first into second, he's just tired, right? Or unless he knocks you out. So this guy's a first-round finisher here, right? He is well-rounded, like I said, you know, knockouts and submission there, but it all depends on who you're matching up with. 0 decisions. So this guy, you know, he finished all his fights, which look like a lot of his fighters on the cards are finishing their fights, you know, or unless you finish them. So it's either he finish you or you finish him, right? He's a skilled guy though, man. The guy is skilled, but he can't keep a pace. He can't keep a steady pace, and he has no cardio. Yeah. At times he's wild. He's just coming forward, but his technique is not bad, but he doesn't pace himself well, and then he just dropped the ball. So I mean, with CJ here, who's you know he's a composed guy, pick his shots. He's not rushing anything. You know what I mean? And a guy like Silva who's coming forward, aggressive, powerful, everything, he could submit CJ, and it's possible. I mean, I don't think CJ has ever been knocked out. So he most likely he's gonna, you can get a submission on him, But at the same time, it's like, you see, your armbar was from the last fight here, and a rear naked choke. But again, it's like one of these fights where it's 50-50 for me, man. Even though Silva here was been in a 3-fight losing streak, it's kind of difficult to pick him because there's no consistency in him, and he drops the ball, and he has no cardio, and he's a first round finisher. So if he can't finish you in the first round, most likely he's going to lose the fight. That's basically it. So for those reasons, I'm going to go with CJ for the win here, and I'm going to say CJ by KO TKO in the second round. Not confident at all. 50-50. Like I said, Silva, he could surprise you in this fight. He lose three fights in a row, but this could be the fight where he come in there and does armbar CJ or rear naked choke him. So it's a strong possibility. But I'm going to go with CJ, KO TKO second. Not confident. 50-50. Next fight here, guys. We got Trevin Giles versus Preston Parson. Trevin Giles here. He was a 185er, dropped down to 170. Guys are going to have a 2-inch reach here. Light on the foot. Uses his boxing there, is in and out motion. We'll look for takedowns. He's a pretty well-rounded guy and very experienced guy, right? This one's the next 50-50 also, man, because guys sometimes will drop the ball. Sometimes. It happens, right? Guys are pretty well-rounded. Look for KO, look for submissions. Been KO twice, submitted twice. Has some good fights here. His opponent here, Parson. Parson got a late notice fight here against D-Rod. Daniel Rodriguez here, but got knocked out. It was a short notice, so he didn't have no time to prepare for that. He had no camp or nothing. In his other fight against Evan Elder, it was a good back-to-back fight there, back-to-back, and he actually won that fight. He did good. He showed his wrestling in there. His takedowns, his control, showed a little bit of his striking. It's heavy in the feet though. Sometimes he winds up with his strike though, and he's slightly hittable. But he will let his hands and his feet go. But he winds up a lot, right? And he will look for the submission. So that's his thing. Trevin Giles is known to get submitted, man. He's known to get caught with submission. That's why I said it's a 50-50, man. But Parson doesn't have the experience like what Trevin Giles have at all. Right? He fought Mike Perry and got knocked out, but I mean, he just hasn't been through the grind like what Giles have. And Giles is a 185er, dropping down to 175. To 170. Sorry about that, guys. But if you look at Parson is a big 170 though. He's massive for that weight class. So I'm looking more on experience from Giles, but like I said, Giles will drop the freaking ball. So this could be a fight here where I'm on face-offs. I may make changes depending on how the body look on the guy. If the guy make weight, certain mannerisms that the guy may give off. Each opponent gives off. What I'm saying? If they're respecting each other or whatever, you can tell in the eyes and the body and the, just certain things. You can tell if the guy, is going to come to fight or if he's not going to fight or if he's nervous, right? I'm going to go with Giles here, man. But I'm not confident at all in this fight. Like I said, most of these fights are all 50-50. And I could make changes on the face-off. So sign up to that Patreon account. I'm going to go with Giles by decision. 50-50. Not confident at all. Alright. Next fighter, we got Steven Peterson versus Lucas Alexander. I'm going back and forth here, guys. I'm going from Topology to Sure Dog. Steven Peterson, this fight here, and Lucas Alexander, this one here is definitely a toss-up, man. Well, the guy with the more experience is Steven Peterson. But, man, I don't know, man. Steven Peterson, he's a well-rounded guy, and he's more of a grinder. And he will come in there and kind of, he will let his hands go, and then he let the kicks go. He kind of get kind of wild with it. But he will look for the submission though. I mean, this guy's a durable guy, man. This guy's a dog. Like, he come in there and push I think that's the thing about Steven Peterson. He push a heavy pace. He keep that that heavy pace on you, and he's not gonna give up. You know what I mean? He keep coming and coming. Not the most technical guy in the foot, but he will land the overhands and you push a heavy pace, and he will take you down and he will submit you. So that's most of his thing there, right? Can get flat-footed, but from his last fight here, I see him moving around a little more against Julian Araujo, and Chase Hooper was moving around a little more with his footing. His opponent here, Alexander, in my opinion, is kind of green. You know what I mean? It's a guy that has been submitted 3 times, man, and I mean, I'm looking for footages on the guy to see, you know, how he fights. And every fight I look at, he's just getting rear naked choked or submitted by a certain submission, armbar, or rear naked choke. So he's just getting submitted. His last fight, he got rear naked choke. So there's a guy that he's athletic and he will let his hands go and his kick goes, you know, kind of fight kind of long, but he can get taken down and grinded out. And he just doesn't keep a good pace. He gets tired. He can get taken down, like I said, and he can get subbed. He's got the 3-inch reach in there, but I mean, Steven Peterson is a durable guy. He's a hard guy to put away, man. This guy is a veteran. Steven Peterson is a veteran, man. We have a lot of fights, a lot of tough guys, man. You look at a guy like Alexander, who's kind of green, man. It's like difficult to pick Alexander. Yeah, I mean, I could say, yeah, he's gonna come in and just knock him out with a punch and kick. I mean, it's possible. I mean, anything is possible. But what I see from Lucas, he's just been getting submitted. So I'm gonna go with Steven Peterson here, and I'm not confident at all. Submission in the first round, not confident. There's a 50-50, guys. Not confident at all in this fight. Like I said, Lucas is rangy, and he would throw some kicks and punches with power to knock your head off, but he can't keep a pace, and you can back him up against the cage, and just exactly what Steven Peterson wants. Put him against the cage, grind, and take him down, and beat him up, and look for a rear naked choke. So I'm going with Steven Peterson here. Steven Peterson, like I said, by submission, first round, not confident, definitely 50-50. All right. Next fight here, guys. We have Daniel Pedua versus Tucker Lutz. All right, I kind of went back and forth on this fight here, man, and I'm going to tell the reason why. Daniel here is a veteran guy, man. This guy been in the UFC from way back in Ultimate Fighter. Yep, the tough. Way back 17, the finale 17, Faber versus Barroa, SANTOS versus Frank Mir. Oh my goodness, and he fought Mike Brown. So you know, it's way back 2012. With Daniel here, I believe Daniel had a couple, like I guess he'd been busted by USADA for like doping, I guess, or something like that. So it's a guy that been caught a couple times. I guess he's taken, I guess, stuff, whatever it is. I don't know. He's taking maybe some supplements and things that are not, you know, that you're not supposed to take. It's like banned supplements, right? So all these you see here that went to, not the grappling match, that went to a non-contest. He had a submission of a Jeremy Kennedy, who was tough dude to beat, and by a leg kick to knockout of Movalid in the first round. You know, these were non-contest because of doping, right? So supposedly, whatever. But he's a veteran though. He's a well-rounded guy. He's very experienced. You know, his last fight against Cobb Thompson was doing pretty good until he got knocked out in that fight. But this is a guy that. This guy is very experienced, man. He's very, very experienced, and he's good on the ground. He's good on the ground, and he will submit you. And his striking is not bad either. He mixes it up very, very well, and he seems to be a smart fighter, like a smart fight IQ, right? Lutz here, this guy has 18 by submission, man. Daniel has 18 by submission. This guy's a super veteran, man. But he's been submitted 6 times and TKO 3 times, so. This guy knows how to pull off a win if he needs to. He knows how to, how to find, the little, find that place to go to. Lutz is well-rounded, but he can get taken down, right? Like we saw here when he fought Pat Sabatini, he was getting taken down. That's mostly why he lost a fight. He can get touched up with punches too, and he can get grounded out on the ground. But he would let his hands go though, like what we saw against Kevin Aguilera. He was letting his hands and kicks go, But then at the second, third round, you can see him start to fade, And in the third round, he was getting, it seems he was kind of nervous, like he was kind of worried because Kevin Aguilera was putting that pressure on him, and he was kind of running backwards. It's like, oh man, I'm getting hit more now. I mean, I really don't want to lose this fight. So he was getting pressured hard in that fight. Fight like this, man, this one is it's a tough one to pick, man, because like I said with Daniel is not this guy, even though he's 27-14, like I said, do not let the record fool you, you know. Like this guy here is very, very, very experienced guy, man. He fought a lot of tough guys from Bellator to UFC, and went to UFC and got kicked out and came back. You know what I mean? So Lutz is a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but I just see a lot of holes in Lutz, man. Even with his striking and his takedown, and also his you know, his confidence, and if you pressure him, you know, he could break under pressure. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like he fade later on in the fights too, and a guy like Daniel that's going to put a pace in him. Daniel going to put a heavy pace in him, man. And like I said, Daniel is a vet, and he knows where to go in this fight. He knows how to pull off a win if he really wants it. I'm going to say Daniel here by submission in the first round, but I'm not confident. And this is a 50-50 because Lutz could come in here and do exactly what Cobb Swanson did. And that vision is there for me. I can see Lutz coming in here and bam, 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 it's over. That's it, you know. Possibly Lutz could get a first round finish. It's possible because Lutz will let the hands go. If he's super, and you can see when he fought Kevin Aguilera, he was getting more confident. In the first round, he wasn't so confident. Second round, he started to pick up. The third round, he started to like just kind of dress back a little bit and kind of be on the back foot. You know, he didn't want to do much anymore. It's kind of like he was getting kind of tired. But I'm going to say Daniel, guys. And this is a fight where I could be wrong. So be very careful. All right, 50-50. Daniel by submission in the first round. I'm not confident. All right. Next fight here, guys. We have Chidi Njokuani, I think I pronounced that right, versus Albert Daraf. This is an interesting one, man. Chidi here, man. Very well-rounded guy. Pack mad power. This guy is a good counter striker, man. And when you see this guy fight, man, he does little things, little small little movements in between, especially when you're throwing your technique. Sometimes you don't catch it because it's quick. Like example, when he fought on Robocop, right? Gregory Rodriguez, he countered him with a nasty knee, man. But the problem with Chidi, though, you know, when you keep that pressure on him, especially if you're a striker or you're just a dog, like a Steven Peterson, and you're just coming forward, and then whatever he does to hit you, he doesn't knock you out or finish you, he will gas out. That's the only thing about him, man. So he will gas. And he'd been knocked out 4 times. And he'd been submitted, I think, 3 times. So this is a guy where he's a technician and he's nasty with his counters. His counters are nasty, man. Like he's devastating, dude. He's quick. He's quick with it. And he can see the openings. He can see it. You know, some people will strike and they just like throw anything and just hope it connects. He can see it, right? And if you can see it, you believe in it, then you can achieve it. So this guy here is a nasty striker, man. 14 by KO, TKO, right? But like I say, he's been knocked out 4 times and submitted 3 because after a while, if he's hitting you with techniques and he hits you with his good counters, like that flying knee to Robocop head, and then needed to knock him out. And Robocop is like kind of durable, you know, because he did get finished his last fight. You know, he will keep coming at you. And you hit him, he just keep coming because you know that's the way how he has to fight to beat a guy like Chidi. You got to close the distance and take away his reach from him. Right, take away striking, and that's exactly what it did, and got him to the ground. Chidi's gonna have the 5-inch of reach and the 4-inch of height, which is freaking massive in this fight. Very technical striker, and his ground game has gotten better. So his takedown defense has gotten better. But if he can't put away the guy, and the fight goes 2nd round, 3rd round, you can see him getting taken down and possibly finish. His opponent, Alberto doesn't possess that straightforward swinging his punches. He will throw his hands and kick, but he's not nowhere as technical as Chidi. But he does possess a double leg and single. Not the greatest, but he can get you down and he will look for submission, right? So, but he doesn't possess that striking though. That's the thing. So there is not much threat of him, knocking out Chidi. unless it's maybe ground and pound. And then he's been knocked out 4 times, and he has submissions by 9. He has 9 submissions. So this is a guy that will look for the submission. Man. It could be knee bar, heel hook. Chidi is a tall guy, so most likely he's going to go for that. But Albert doesn't possess that kind of elusive, oh man, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to eat your shot and come forward. He's not a Robocop. If he eats one shot from Chidi, that knee that Chidi hit Robocop with, if Albert got hit with that knee, fight's over. If Chidi connect to Albert, if he times Albert just right, corner him with anything, face or body, Albert is going to go out. No. As I said, Albert has 8 by submission, so anything is possible in this fight, man. And Chidi can get submitted, so be careful with this one, guys. I feel Chidi should win this fight, but the fact that the guy has 9 by submission and he's decent with it, you know, I mean, he beat Roman Kapolov. You know, he never submitted him but by decision, but his recent submission was by a neck crank in 2021, and but he's pretty, you know, back and forward with the submissions there. But Chidi should win this fight, but I'm still 50-50, man, because it's a fact that I know that if Chidi can knock Albert out, you know, which like I said, if he connects one time, you know, I feel Albert's gonna get knocked out, in my opinion. If he can't connect to him and Albert can happen to jump on his back and get his neck or a naked choke or just grind on him, and then Albert could win. That's why it's a 50-50. I'm going to go with Chidi, though. I'm going to say Chidi by KO TKO in the first round. And I'm not confident, guys. Not confident. It's a 50-50 fight. But like I said, Chidi connect, it's over. That's it in that first round. Next fight here, guys. We got Alex Perez versus Manel Kape. Alex Perez here is a pretty well-rounded guy, but can get submitted. He's been submitted 5 times. Right? 5 times. And he has more of a Muay Thai kind of base to him. He more winds up, kind of flat-footed. Like, you know, he's not much bounce in him. So you can see what he's throwing, but he's still technical with it and he's quick with it, right? And he will catch you with some overhands, and he's good with the leg kicks there. He will work your calf. His opponent here, Manel Kape. Manel Kape is a pretty well-rounded guy too. He has a 3-inch of reach. Very light in the foot. This guy is a good counter striker too, man. This guy's a good fighter. He's loose. He's very elusive, athletic, in and out, flying knees. This guy is excellent fighter, man. He will move in, he pop with a jab, move back out, he counter strikes. He wait for you to make a mistake, and then he follows up. And then when he sees you're hurt, he will just burst on you with numerous of punches, like you know what I'm saying. He just unload on you with numerous of punches, man. A barrage, right? Like I said, he's very technical, and especially with the counter game, man. He's been submitted 2 times though, and Alex will look for submissions, but Alex been submitted 5 times, right? The fight starts standing up. I feel, in my opinion, that Alex Perez is just a little bit kind of it's kind of too stiff. Like, his movement is going to be too stiff, and I feel Kape is more flowing in and out. You know, Kape going to be able to touch him and get out of there, touch him and get out of there. I feel Alex is just there to get hit. You know what I mean? The leg kicks could play a problem here. Alex could land some leg kicks, but again, Manel Kape should be watching footages, or his corner should tell him, yo, be careful of the calf kicks. And plus, Manel Kape legs are always moving, so he shouldn't have a problem with that. I just feel Kape is just the more elusive. You know, I feel Alex is kind of stiff on the movement. I feel Manel Kape flows better. You know what I'm saying? And he just, I feel just overall Manel Kape is just a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's not there to get hit, but he can hit you. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Manel Kape here, and I'm gonna say Manel Kape by KO TKO in the first round, and I'm gonna say 40-60. So I give Perez 40%, and I'm gonna give Kape 60. Right? Still close, still a very close fight, because like I said, Alex Perez is not a bad fighter. It's just the type of fight it is. It's just the matchup. He's more. It's a matchup. He's fighting a guy that counter strikes, is very elusive and light on the feet, and Alex is more like, he kind of sits down and kind of winds up, and you can see it. Right? That doesn't mean it's not powerful. You know, it just depends. If Kape is there and sitting down in front of him, then it's different. But Kape's gonna be in and out. It's a whole different fight now. So Kate by KO TKO first round, 40-60. All right, I'm not confident. Next fight here we have Angela Lee versus Maycee Barber. Lee here she is well-rounded, have a karate kickboxing kind of base, but she will drop the ball though, man. And you know, she's like, I feel her confidence, you know, when she will push the first round hard, right? And she try to finish it. She try to like do the best she can, and then after a while, you know, after first, she start to like just doesn't look good anymore. The second round, she's falling on her back, she's tripping and falling. You grab her leg, she falls down. You know, but she will look for the submission though, and she got the 4-inch of reach, and you know, actually she is gonna have a 4-inch of reach, but she fades after the first round, man. And it all depends on the matchup, the person that she's fighting. If the person gives her room, is different. And with Vivian Araujo didn't give her any room. Cinta Cavella gave her room. Antonia Chechenko gave her room, right? Roxy Metaphor not going to give her any room. She's going to pressure for takedown, right? Joanna Wood and Lauren Murphy are going to come forward on her. So when you pressure her and she can't land her techniques at range, because she wants to kickbox, she wants to throw, you know, she wants to set up the punch of the kicks and try to get you with a head kick and maybe hit you with a hook or a jab. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to lay you out quickly. But if she can't get that out there, she tends to fade. And then she just breaks. She breaks under pressure and she just doesn't look the same like she did in the first. Her opponent, her Barber, Maycee Barber, Maycee Barber has a karate base here. She's been putting it together, man. You know, she's been looking good. You know, she has improved in her techniques here, right? You know, I've seen from all her fights here, you know, even the one she lose, she comes back when she blew her knee, and she came back against Alex Grasso. You know, she lost a fight, but Maverick fight, the Montana De La Rosa and Jessica, you know, you can see she improving in those fights, and she just keep getting better and better. She's durable, strong in the clinch. She's gonna be the stronger woman here, physically, especially in the clinch. Her top game is strong too, heavy, grown and pound. And like I said, she's gonna be the physically stronger woman here, man. Barber's gonna push her pace, and she's durable. She's never been finished. She's gonna push her pace, and Lee doesn't like that. So I'm gonna go KO TKO for Barber in the second round, and I'm gonna say 70% for Maycee Barber. And you know, we see that a lot with the women fights here. You know, we see a lot of upsets. I don't know if Barber's gonna be favored here, but we see a lot of upsets here, right? And usually, you know, they drop the ball. So I'm going 70 for Barber because it just stylistically the kind of fight this is, and Lee doesn't like to get pressure too much, and she breaks under pressure. And Barber is a dog. She's gonna keep coming. So I like Barber. So 70% Barber and 30 for Lee here, okay? And I say KO TKO in the second round. Next fight here, guys, we have Nate Landwehr versus Austin Lingo. This is the next dog fight here, man. Both these guys are gonna come straight at it, man. Phone boot style, which makes it a 50-50 fight. Nate is very aggressive, a lot of forward pressure, can get knocked down though, can get finished too. This is a guy here, man, where, you know, he push a heavy pace, you know, he kind of go crazy in there, like, I'm coming at you, swinging everything, and he leaves his chin there, get caught with a knee, he gets flash knockdowns, he recover. But he will look for takedowns, and, you know, as long as, the longer the fight goes, it starts to look a little better. You know, it seems like a start, like a slow starter in a sense, but he's a slow starter in more in the sense of his defense. Because as a fight starter, he can get knocked down straight away. Bam, he falls, and then after a while, he's like, oh shit, I just got hit, so let me improve. And then later on in the fight, you start to look better. So this is a guy here, man, where he's been knocked out twice and been submitted one time. You know, this guy's a well-rounded guy though, so he will look for takedowns, and he will keep the heavy pace on you, and he keep the hands on you, and he got the power, but he can get knocked out, and he can get flash knockdowns where he's just drunk. He's drunk in the cage, just falling down everywhere, right? His opponent here, Lingo. Lingo has more of a raw boxing base here. Very aggressive too, man. Straightforward. This guy don't break. Straightforward, and he can eat shots. He eats shots, he takes it, he keep coming forward, swinging, straight pressure, heavy pressure. But he's well rounded, and he will look for takedowns too, but he can get taken down, and he's also hittable, but he's durable, right? I feel like he's more durable than Nate. Okay, so Austin's more durable than Nate. Like I said, more of a boxing flow, but he can get taken down. This fight here is a definitely a 50-50 than all the rest of the fights I talk about, because with Nate here, Nate can get knocked out, and Lingo can get grinded out. And both gonna come forward. So if Lingo throws an overhand and bam, and Nate get caught, he can get knocked out, because Nate's known to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But that don't mean Nate can't win. But the only thing I see in this fight, I feel that Nate is a little more well-rounded fighter. I feel Nate will more mixed up a little bit more and push for takedowns. You know what I mean? And I feel also next in here that Lingo is a short notice. It's supposed to be Alex Caceres. So now it's Lingo. So Lingo's a short notice too. But we see short notice out, comes in here and usually pull off wins too. So we can't really sleep on them, right? But I'm gonna go with Nate here, Nate Landwehr. I'm gonna say Nate Landwehr by decision, man. But I'm not confident at all, man. Because like I said, both guys are gonna come to take each other head off, straight pressure. And if both guys are swinging and going well, anything is possible. And Nate been knocked out twice. Lingo has never been finished, but I just feel that Nate is more well-rounded here, man. And also more experience. So Nate Landwehr, I'm going to say Nate Landwehr by decision. I'm not confident, 50-50. Next fighter, we got Holly Holm versus Yana SANTOS. Change your last name. Wasn't it Yana Yanskaya or something like that? Yeah. So Holly Holm here, man. Kaneskaya, that's it. Yana Kaneskaya. I think I pronounced that right. Holly Holm here is pretty well-rounded, more of a boxing, kickboxing base there. Experience, I call her the Energizer Bunny. She's going to keep coming, and never stop, man. Never stop. She has a good cardio. She always comes in shape. She's fit. But as her career goes on and her career progresses, it seems like she's a little bit more hittable now, she seems like her reaction time has slowed down a little. Age is a number, it all depends on the person, but it seems like her reaction time is not the same. And even when she's throwing her techniques, she's kind of open and she doesn't react quick enough, right? She loves the clinch now a lot. She will tie up in the clinch, dirty boxing, knees, and she looks like she's more pushing a heavy clinch and a heavy takedown game now, right? So she wants to ground and pound you on the ground, right? So I think because they know that her boxing, her striking is like she's open. I'm saying her reaction to the strikes is not the same anymore. She's slower now, which is not good. I noticed that. So she been knocked out once and been submitted one time. But like I said, as her career goes on, she's been getting slower and slower. That doesn't mean that she's gonna get hit with every single shot. But it's just some shots will slip, and just you can tell when she's throwing her technique, she doesn't pull it back quick enough, kind of overextending. Kind of leaving her out there, she's open to get hit. She's actually overcommit. Which she do that a lot too. She overcommits sometimes with the strikes. Sometimes. Her opponent here, Yana SANTOS. Yana is, she is well-rounded in a kind of way, but not super well-rounded here. She can get taken down and subbed. She's been knocked out 3 times, been submitted 2 times. She has goals, man, and she will play the clinch game too, and she's also physically strong. So between her and Holly Holmes, they're going to be on the cage, just chilling, throwing elbows against that cage, and Holly's going to try to take her down, which I feel that Holly will most likely get her down. But SANTOS at the range, I don't think SANTOS at range is good for Holm. Because even though SANTOS have more of a taekwondo base, I think, or karate, she would throw head kicks and she would set up with the punches, and she's a lot quicker, and at time it seems a lot better than Holm. Right? So Holm's going to have to keep this fight tight. But with SANTOS, it's just, I think it's experience, and also she just dropped the ball a lot, man. She drops the ball a lot. And that's just basically it. She just dropped the ball a lot, and when she gets hurt, then she's done. The fight's pretty much over. She just doesn't recover too well. Holm, until Holly Holm will recover. Holly has that dog in her to just keep coming. Holly's not going to give up unless you choke her out or knock her out. But with Yana, you hit her a couple of times and you get her. You throw her to the ground and you touch her up. She's pretty much, you can tell that she's going to be done. Holm here. I already break on Holm. I'm going to go with Holmes here, guys. Holly Holm. I'm going to say Holly Holm 60% and Santos 40. But like I said here, guys, you know, none of these fights are really, man, nothing is confident here, guys, to be honest with you. You know, you play at your own risk, you know, depending on whatever you're doing with my picks. But, you know, Santos at range, you know, may not be good for Holm. So Holm has to close that distance. She can't play the punch and kicking game from the outside. She may throw 1 or 2 kicks, but she can't stay there for too long, because I feel Santos is a lot faster and her technique's a little more sharper, especially the head kicks. She's more accurate. Yeah, I'm quicker to get it up there. Right, so I'm going to go Holm 60% and Santos 40. And I'm going to say Holm by decision, but I'm not confident at all. And it's not because of the age. It's just Holm striking is just, it's not as quick like it used to be, and her timing and also her reaction to you know, to defend against the techniques is just not as good, you know, like it used to be. And Santos can throw punches and kicks, so she has to close the distance. And I don't know if she, I mean, I know she'll close the distance, but I don't know if she can be able to hold it there for how long without getting touched up or punched up, right? So, but most likely she can take the fight to the ground, though, I feel, and maybe possibly even get a finish. But I must say decision. Main fight on the card here, guys. We have Marlon Chito Vera versus Cory Sandhagen. It's a good fight here, guys. Marlon Vera, man, is a pretty well-rounded guy. This is a very well-rounded guy here, man. And you know, he has been in the game for a long time, you know, kind of work his way up. I believe he was an Ultimate Fighter, I believe. So he's got to work his way up, man. What am I doing? I'm like all over the place. Yeah, UFC fight. Now, he was an Ultimate Fighter. I remember this. Was he an Ultimate Fighter show? Oh, yeah. The Latin America Season 1. So this guy's a very well-rounded guy, a veteran, BJJ black belt, slow starter, but he has been getting better with that though. But eventually, you know, he will put a heavy pace on you. So in the third, fourth, you can see him start pushing the pace a little harder, and he's pretty accurate, man. He will go in the pocket with you and elbow knees. His knees are nasty. He will look for something. You take him to the ground and think you're going to ground and pound him. He will armbar your triangle choke you real quick. So his submission game is tight, you know. But thing about Vera here, he gets flat-footed in first, second, third. He's kind of slow. Then he starts to seem like he want to push forward after a while. It's a 5-round fight here. So 5-round fight is better for this guy than a 3-round fight. You know, he goes 3 rounds. You know, most like he take off first and second, and he only got third round to finish you. And sometimes he can finish you. You know, the guy with a lot of finishes. I believe he has, I want to say he has 9 by KO or 8. 8, and he has 8 by submission. So this guy is durable. Never been finished, man. Never been finished. So this guy comes to fight and is durable. Has a lot of power. You know, his powerful punches and kicks and leg kicks and his knees and elbows. You know, this guy end fights and he's durable too. So that's the next thing. But like I said, he's flat. You know, that's why when he's fighting Dominic Cruz, he's flat. First, second, third, he's flat. And Dominic Cruz is basically winning the fight until the head kick in the fourth. Because you can see he start to get more loose. He start to get more relaxed in that fourth. And he set up Cruz. You know, Cruz is going to dip to the, I believe Cruz dipped to his right. And then, yeah, Cruz dipped to his right, and Chito Vera hit him with the left head kick. But he set it up from off the punches, though. So he knew that he was going to do that. So Vera get information on you as the fight goes on. That's why maybe he's slow start, because like he's trying to feel you out, which makes sense. But he feels you out for a long time, though. But I mean, but he finished though. He finished his fights though. So yeah, so that's Vera right there. Cory Sandhagen is kind of a similar skill set to Dominic Cruz. Very well-rounded guy, light on the feet, kind of have that in and out, kind of dip, kind of to the side, kind of like a Muhammad Ali kind of vibe to him. Unorthodox striking, switches stance, more kind of like Kyokushin, a karate kind of vibe to him, mixed up with punching and kicks. What I see from Cory, he has improved a little bit. I see some things that he's doing differently now, especially when he fought Peter Yan. My boy Peter Yan, man, what's up? Man, they did Peter Yan kind of nasty, man. Damn, they did Peter Yan bad. 3 fights in a row. Sean O'Malley, that's a He beat Sean O'Malley, dude. And I will even say he beat Aljamain Sterling. But Merab won that fight straight up. There is no, you know, you don't need no judges for that. I mean, even though the fight never end in KO/TKO, but he's just dominant all 5 rounds. But you know, man, you know, it is what it is. But I said with Peter Yan, he seems to have an attitude problem though. He doesn't, you know, he kind of disrespect the fighters a lot. He disrespect his opponent, you know, and that causes karma for you. You know, the energy you put out is the energy you're gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? So you're slapping your opponent in the veins, hitting them in the throat. You know what I'm saying? You're talking trash to them, like dirtiness, like, you know, like you're disrespecting your opponent. That shows that you may have some kind of fears of dealing with, you know, or some kind of imbalances in the mind. You know, you're not, you know, you're not one with yourself. And when you go into the fight with that emotions intense, you know, and that is why I picked Merab to win the fight on my Patreon account. You know, on my face-offs, I made a switch. Because when I saw him hit Merab in the throat, I'm like, nah. What's up with Peter Yan? He's very emotional. I knew that he's not going to win. Okay, let's back to this, guys. I'm kind of going off the topic here. So Cory Sandhagen here, like I said, is very he's a very well-rounded guy, an orthodox striking. Like I said, he hasn't improved, but just by little, you know, like I said, Peter was peppering him up with shots and touching him up. Now he's landing elbows when you come in. He's countering you with elbows, because he figure out that with these guys that hit heavy, he start to figure out that, you know, like a Young Dong Song here, you know, if these guys are hitting me with big shots, you know, it's eventually he's gonna start slowing me down. So let me just start putting some elbows on these guys and trying to cut them. And he cut up Young Dong Song with a nasty cut, man, and blood everywhere. You know, you kind of, you know, once you get big cuts like that, man, your energy level goes down. You know, you lose a lot of blood, right? Let me see here. Like I said, Cory is a good fighter here. He's very technical. Like I said, he's very strategic. Very strategic fighter, right? He's a technician. He looks at the openings, right, and pick his shots, and he's good at that. Like I said, he's kind of similar to a Dominic Cruz here. And what I see in this fight here, man, looking at the reach here, I think him and Vera is pretty much the same reach. Yeah. So what I see in this fight here, man, is that Cory is gonna be moving, and similar to what Dominic Cruz does, but he's gonna study that Dominic Cruz fights, and you're gonna see what Dominic Cruz did wrong, and you're gonna see that Vera starts slow. So he's gonna be moving in and out and touching up Cruz, touching up Vera. Sorry, he's gonna be moving in and out and touching up Vera. He's been moving in and out, maybe land some counter elbows, maybe put some knees in it. He may not go for takedown though, because he has been submitted by Aljamain Sterling, so he doesn't want to play on the ground with Vera. So he may avoid that kind of game plan where he touch him up a little bit and then go for takedown. But what he's going to do though is going to move in and out and touch him, maybe throw some knees and elbows in the pocket, maybe tie up a little bit and land some elbows and push off, trying to keep the fight long range to the range and the distance that he wanted it to be, right? But this is a 50-50 though, guys, because, you know, Vera is no joke, man. You know, and it takes one punch, and if he can land to Cory, possibly could knock him out. I don't believe Cory has been knocked out though, but like I said, you know, it's one of those fights where you can't be too confident in Cory here. But like I said, the fight starts standing up and Vera is flat. He's like flat, dude. You know, he's very flat. And he usually warms up, you know, maybe in the third and fourth. Maybe he may come out in the first and just be on his toes moving around, but I've never seen him do that. So, but he picks up as the fight go on though. So if Cory can, you know what I mean, just don't slip or make a mistake, which accidents happen, and don't get caught and get knocked out, then I feel Cory should win this fight. So I'm going to go Cory here by decision, but this is a 50-50 and this is an even fight. You know, so it shouldn't be no, like, I guess Vera or Cory should be a huge ass favorite here. It should be even. Alright, and I'm not confident in this fight. Like I said, Vera starts slow, and as the fight goes on, he could potentially get a knockout. Or even a submission. Most likely it will be a submission. He maybe get a rare naked choke on Cory. Maybe jump on his back. He find a way to get Cory down and just look for the submission. Damn right possible, man. That is so possible. Now that I'm saying that, I could actually see that happening. That is how crazy this game is. So I say it's 50-50. Oh man, that's tough here, guys. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Cory just from the my research and what Vera is doing now and how Vera is moving from his last fight with Dominic Cruz and how Cory look against Sangdong Choi or Sangdong Choi, Yangdong Song. Oh man, I just have to make that decision. So it's a decision for Cory, 50-50. Not confident. Quick look at the odds here. So we're working with, guys. Quick look at the odds. Crazy odds. Oh man, arrow. We got an arrow, man. What's up? What's up with that? What's up? Error. Oh man. Look like we got an error here, guys. Not good. Okay, back in line. Alright, let's see. Crazy odds. Okay, that fight is scratched. Victor and Vishnus Salvador, even. I have no problems with that. Even fight. Some even have him slight favorite as Victor Salvador. But I like Victor though. So yeah, even fight. That is cool with me. That is cool with me. Manuel Torres is a little favorite here. I don't have a problem with that. I feel like he's a better fighter here. He should win this fight, in my opinion. And they got Trey as underdog. I feel Torres should win, and he's not a huge favorite. Okay. CJ and Silva. CJ negative 250. Oh no, man. Oh no. Even though, like I said, with Daniel Silva, he will drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? And he's a guy that if he doesn't finish you in the first round, he's done. But he can get submissions, and CJ has been submitted, but he's been on a 3-fight losing streak. But still, I feel CJ is way too high, man. And and a guy like CJ is not like a super veteran or like a top level prospect or something like that. So this fight should be an even fight, in my opinion, or close to even. Maybe CJ could probably be like negative 135 or something like that, or close around that margin. You know what I'm saying? But not on 250. So be careful with this one, man. This fight here, be careful, guys. Parson and Trevin Giles, perfect. Damn, this is perfect. A lot of low odds in this card, guys. You see that? Perfect. Because Giles can win as well as Parson can win. Parson take down Giles and submit him. Or Giles does outstrike Parson and avoid takedowns and win the fight by decision. So even fight. Lucas and Peterson. Peterson is 150. Peterson is a veteran guy here. He should win this fight, man. And Alexander, from what I see, just doesn't look good. So I don't disagree with this, but still be careful because, like I said, Steven Peterson can still drop the ball here. You just never know. His striking is not going to be like Lucas striking. Lucas, in my opinion, is going to have the better striking. But the all-around game from Steven Peterson, the more well-roundedness and experience, he should win the fight. But still, be careful, man. It's an even fight. It's a close fight. Daniel Pedua and Tucker Lutz. Damn, we got Lutz at 275. Wow. Oh, man. They're crazy with this, guys. They're crazy with this odd. This odd here is nuts. Bananas, dude. Can Tucker win the fight? Sure, of course. Tucker can come in here and then land the hands and probably hurt Daniel. Daniel has been knocked out, I believe, a couple times. Like 3 times or 4 times. But the experience from Daniel, man. Daniel is super experienced, man. He's super freaking experienced. I just don't feel Lutz. I don't feel Lutz is that experienced. I don't feel Lutz is even like a prospect, I would say. I mean, he's good at what he does, but I just don't feel like, because I just see holes, man. And I feel that Daniel can expose those holes, right? But again, I feel the odds in Lutz is too damn high. Be careful with this one, man. Like I said, I could be wrong and Lutz win. And if he does, hats off to the guy. It's a good fight, right? Next fight, we got Alberto and Chidi. Chidi 165. 155. In a kind of way, I don't disagree. The reach and height, and if you look at Alberto and his striking is not that level. He's not on that level of Chidi, man. Not even close. His takedowns could give Chidi problem, but I feel Chidi will stuff them. I feel Chidi can stuff his takedowns. So Chidi does need one shot. So at 165, I don't disagree. But still be careful. Alex Perez, Manuel Cape, Cape 175, 180. I don't disagree, man. If the fight starts standing up with just the in and out movement, Alex Perez kind of stationary, is kind of flat. He move forward, but he's flat-footed. You know what I mean? And he kind of winds up with the punches. You can see them coming. And Manly Cape, I feel, is a better fighter here. So I really don't disagree. I see the odds in these cards are not bad, man. There are only 1 or 2 fights I see that are kind of ridiculous. Like, you know, the Lutz and Daniel, you know, and CJ and Daniel De Silva. You know what I'm saying? Those 2 are just a little bit too high. But the rest of the card, they look at it really, you know, it's very low odd cards, this, man. I mean, it's not too bad. Angela Lee, Maycee Barber, wow, Barber 200 and something. In a kind of way, I don't disagree because it's stylistically the matchup here. Lee will break under pressure, and Barber will put that pressure on you, and Barber is durable, and Lee is not. So I can't really say I disagree, but you know, woman fights usually upsets, man. So still be careful. Austin Lingo, Nate Landwehr. Whoa, no. Nate Landwehr is not durable enough. Lingo is boxing. He's friggin' heavy boxing, man. And he sits down and let the hands go, and Nate will sit down and let the hands go too. Nate will move around a little bit more, but when he's ready, he's in the pocket with you. So this fight here, both guys coming forward and just throwing punches and throwing knees and kicks and going for takedowns. It's even fight. So I feel Nate is too high. Lingo could get a win, guys. Lingo land that overhand, that hook, and catch Nate, and Nate goes just get knocked out. That's it. So be careful with this one, man. Be very, very careful. All right. Holmes and Santos. Oh, they got Holmes at 250. You see, with Holly Holm, like I said, the fight starts standing up, and if Yana can keep that distance and range, she could pull a win off here, man. She's quicker, the kicks and punches, and more accurate. Holm doesn't react too well to the strikes anymore, and Holm's a little slower. She's going to have to keep this fight tight, which Holmes, you know, from what I see from her fight, she does keep the fight tight. You know, but Santos is good in the clinch too. You know, not good. She's decent in the clinch, you know. But I feel it's a little bit too high for Holm here, man. And I still say be careful because, like I said, women fights, they usually drop the ball. So you got to be very, very careful here, man. Especially with a fight like this with a Holm is like, I wouldn't say she's not really the same like she used to be. She's a little slower now, man. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest. You know, she's not, her time and speed and her reaction to the strikes are not the same. So be careful. Cory Sandhagen and Vera. Cory Sandhagen 175, 163. Man, I mean, nah, man. I said this fight's an even fight. Be careful. Careful. Because Cory could lose this fight. He could get submitted. Probably all in the 4th and 5th. Be careful. Be very, 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 very careful. This is an even fight. I'm picking Cory based on the stylistically the fight, and Cory can take the fight and carry it on and move in and out and avoid punches and very slow starter, but that doesn't mean that in between that some things can happen. You know what I mean? So 175, 170, I say this is an even fight, and be very careful. I'm going with Cory, but I think I had Cory by what? Cory was a 50. Hold on, I got Cory. It was 50-50. All right, so be careful, guys. That's about it. That went through that pretty quick. Yeah, so the fights that you need to be careful of is where am I? Fights to be careful of is Cory Sandhagen and Vera. Be careful with that one. Holm and Santos. Be careful with that one. Nate Landwehr and Lingo. Be careful with that one. Daniel Pedora and Tucker Lutz. Be careful with that one. And CJ Vergara and Daniel De Silva. Be careful with that one. Those are probably the only 2 there, man. The rest of the fights, yeah, it should be okay. But let's see what happens, man. You know, nothing definite. Nothing guaranteed here, guys. All right. Don't forget, guys, to hit the thumbs up button. I need at least 100, 200, 500 likes or more, and I need some subscription, at least 4,000 to 5,000 subs, so I can get those special features on YouTube. All right. And remember to sign up to my Patreon account. So you can see all my face-off picks, which I'm going to drop that tomorrow. Because face-offs are tomorrow. Drop some pop plays on there too, and also donate to my PayPal account. $1 here, $2 there, $3 here. Goes a long way. All right. One love out to everybody. Guys, keep on kicking and